Musicians Institute Guitarcraft Program, sponsor of Fox 17 Rock and Review.
Welcome to the Rock and Review. My very special guest today, Debby Campbell. You've probably seen her out on tour with her dad over the last 24 years, Glen Campbell. And now she has her own solo album out, which I think is overdue, The Way We Were.
Thank you, Barrick.
And it's such a great album. You know, I've been listening to this, Debby, since you sent it over to me. And the songs and your voice, you know, and your voice has always been incredible, you know, from seeing you perform out. But it's like, you have a great selection. It's not only the hits, which my favorite is still By the Time I Get to Phoenix.
Right.
But, you know, like Shoulder to Shoulder.
Right. Well, that was always one of my favorite. I mean, I loved it. And I always wanted to do it with Dad, but because of the controversy with him and Tanya,
right,
you know, and all that, we just never did it. But I just always have loved that song.
Right.
And I would have never, ever in a million years touched The Way We Were, ever. Because that, you know, but the reason I did is because Barbra Streisand was both mine and Dad's favorite singer.
Right.
And so I thought that was perfect. And plus, I've compiled a video of Dad and I over the years so that I could do that song at the end of a show and have the video in the background of, you know.
How incredible. Now, are you going to post that up on your Facebook and everything also?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I have a Debby Campbell artist page that I do have, yeah.
Right. And also you're going to have a website coming out.
Yeah, they're working on it right now, Debby Campbell Music.
Because I know a lot of your fans and your dad's fans are going to want to buy this
People
album.
are asking, you know, where's your website?
And they're going to want a signed copy, too.
Right. Well, those are all signed. I signed 1,000 of them.
Wow.
Yeah. Hopefully, I hope the 1,000's gone and we have to order more.
I think you'll go through those pretty quick. I love this picture of you and your father performing right here.
I know. He's such a cutout.
And we were talking, you know, on the news earlier, and I said, well, you were a backup singer. And, you know, the truth is really, you weren't a backup singer. You were kind of like a co-artist because, like you said, when your dad would go to the bathroom or something on stage, then you were out singing lead with this band.
Exactly. I would do a couple songs, and then Dad would come back on, and we would do Let It Be Me, Little Green Apples, whatever duet we chose to do at the time. United We Stand. I mean, we've done so many duets over the years.
Well, you know, and obviously, you know, you and your dad became so close. And we were talking, too, you know, you were born in England.
No, I wasn't.
You weren't born
I was born in Albuquerque.
Or Albuquerque, but you were living in England.
Right. I graduated from high school in England.
Yeah,
my stepdad was Air Force.
And then, you know, you would end up hanging out with your dad, Glen Campbell, when he would come over there.
Right. He would come over and do, like, some BBC shows or on tour.
Yeah.
And then he would send a car to come and get me at the base. And then I'd go and hang out with him, and it was quality time for him and I.
Well, you know, and I got to ask you too, Debby, you know, obviously you've been a flight attendant for a lot of years and a great career with that. How did you end up becoming part of your dad's band?
Well, I just, we were in Phoenix. You know, when my ex-husband got out of the military, we moved to Phoenix because I wanted the kids to be around a grandparent because my mom was still in Germany. They were still stationed over there.
Gotcha.
So we moved to Phoenix, and one day Dad was going to sing at the state fair, and I said, Dad, can I sing with you? Shaking and not thinking he's going to go, well, of course you can, honey. And I'm like, oh my God, he said yes. Now I'm going to have to get up there and do it.
Now you have to do it.
You know, I was just so nervous. And then after that, he liked it, and he just said, honey, will you start going on tour with me? And then I think the bulk of it came when we came to Branson,
right,
at the Roy Clark Theater. And then Dad started performing there more, and so he just incorporated me into the show.
And you guys did a lot of shows in Branson and also in Las Vegas.
Oh yeah, we've England, Scotland, Ireland, Wales, Australia, New Zealand, numerous tours at a time, and then spent a lot of time in Branson. Branson, I'd have to say, was some of the most awesome years that...
Well, and also that probably upped your golf game a little bit with your dad and all of his friends,
I mean, I never thought I'd ever want to golf, ever in a million years. I mean, he's like, honey, come out and golf with me today. And I'm like, Dad, are you kidding me? It's our only day off. Why do I want to go around and hit that stupid ball?
But what fun,
you know,
right?
It was.
To be able to do that with your dad.
And then I started getting pretty good because I'm competitive.
Right.
I was a softball player. I was a bowler. So I'm competitive. So I can smack the ball off the tee, and I'm a pretty good putter. But in the fairway, I'm a total hacker.
But also, wasn't it just a good hang to be able to spend time with your dad and his friends?
You're absolutely right.
And all the musicians.
Yeah.
And you've performed with so many people. You know, when you and I first met was when you were working with Colin Ray.
Right,
when
Colin,
he did the tribute to your dad as well.
Right, he did it at the Franklin.
Yeah,
Is it the Franklin Theater? Yeah, here, yeah.
And I came down and saw that, and you guys sounded great.
Oh, that was awesome. He's such a phenomenal singer. I've always loved him anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just a terrific entertainer.
Well, and you're going to be out touring then some also, and obviously, you know, at some of your dad's events and everything, so when fans want to come out and also to buy a copy of the album. Now, you're going to have digital downloads too?
I guess eventually. I don't really know. That's a producer's thing. I just sang, and then what they do with it after that.
Right.
You know.
But I love the photos. I mean, I don't know how you pick the photos, even on the cover, Debbie, you know, and we showed it
Thank
a minute
you.
ago.
Thanks.
And there's the inside, but it's like the pictures are great with you and your dad, with you growing up and being around him.
Yep.
And I think, you know, musically, you know, your father, but, you know, musically, he impacted so many of us.
I know. And
right there's the great photos.
And it's really hard because we had to share them with the world, you know. But I was so blessed because I actually got to know the man.
Right.
You know, I got to know the person.
Well, and also, you know, you sort of kept him together on the road and made sure he got where he needed to be and clothes. And one of the funniest things reading last night, I thought it was so interesting how you guys would play cards when you were doing the laundry.
You know what? Somebody just asked me that yesterday. Go, what is one of your favorite memories that you have? And I said, sitting in the laundromat in Reno, Nevada, playing gin while I'm washing our clothes. You know, and we both got ball caps on, and nobody knew who
Isn't that
he
such
was
a family thing, though?
Yeah, or walking through Walmart, you know, just hanging out, trying to steer him away from the as seen on TV section.
And also, so he's not talking like Daffy Duck to everyone, right?
Right, exactly. Yeah, yeah.
That's just amazing. But, you know, once again, you know, your dad with his TV show, because I remember as a kid watching his show, and, you know, he's playing those Ovation guitars, and he always brought on some of the best performers in the world with him.
Right.
You know, and so I'm sure you got to, you know, meet and sing and play music with a lot of these people that would come and guest probably on a show.
I know. I remember sitting back and talking with Natalie Cole about what it was like to have famous fathers, you know, even before she was in the business.
Right.
I mean, that's how young we were. You know, and then I got to meet John Wayne because he came over and did a BBC special with Dad in England.
How incredible.
I know, so I've been very blessed. I mean, I was on the set with Dad at Norwood, and I'm so bummed because I can't find my Norwood hat. It just really irritates me.
It has to be in a box somewhere.
Oh, no, well, I looked everywhere.
Well, you know, I wanted to bring up also with your album, and honestly, I really have enjoyed listening to all the songs and your choice of songs. But you had some special help on this one to where somebody was kind of urging you with Bobby Wilson.
Right. My friend Bobby said, Deb, you got to go to my producer. I go, Bobby, I'm not singing anymore. You know, I was just singing with Dad, hanging out with him. He goes, come on, come on. So 5 years later, I finally broke down and called. Well, Bobby Wilson is Jackie Wilson's son.
Right. Incredible vocalist.
And I knew I was going to do
kind of a famous father also.
Exactly, absolutely. And Bobby's a great entertainer. He really is. He really is a great entertainer.
But he sort of pushed you.
He did.
To give him some songs.
Right. Yeah. So I said, okay, I'm going to do shoulder to shoulder. So I'll have Bobby do it with me.
I like that.
Yeah.
And so this was like 2 years in the making then.
Yes, yeah. It took, I would have had it done sooner, but then Dad passed away last year, and I just had a really hard time going back into the studio.
Well, you know, and it's so incredible, and I want to bring up also, and I think it's a testament to you, Debbie, with your work with Alzheimer's, you know, with your father. I went through it with my grandmother, Grandma Doll, and so it tries you. But, you know, I also thought that it was amazing, you know, that when you would go visit your dad, he would still recognize you.
Right.
You know, and that kind of makes you feel good when they have those lucid moments.
Yeah.
But you're still involved in helping that charity also.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. It's funny because I've been, you know, in my airline travels, I've been doing a lot of England, Ireland, and I'm very close with a lot of Dad's fans over there because we did so many tours over there. And the same fans come back show after show after show. And so Jed, who's one of Dad's fans over there, and they're very dear friends of mine now, him and his wife Linda, he said, Debbie, why don't you, us fans want to get involved too. Why don't you, I mean, Alzheimer's is everywhere.
Right.
So last November we did an Alzheimer event in England.
How neat.
And then from that stemmed, I just came back in April from doing one in Ireland, in Dublin.
Wow.
And we're just going to keep on doing it. You know, I mean, I'm willing to go anywhere.
Well, and I think your dad would be so proud of you because, I mean, he took such a straightforward role. And as you've spoken before, you know, when you guys first started thinking that he had it, and then when he came out and told the world in 2011 that that's what he had. And it's such a hard disease to go through, not only for the individual, but also for the family.
It is. And you lose them twice.
Right.
You basically lose them twice.
Well, I think I'm so glad you've done this.
Thank
I'm
you.
glad that Bobby made you do it.
I know, and I'm pretty happy too because now it's more of a hobby for me. So I'm going to go out and do shows. And
you know, as great as your voice is, I wouldn't call that a hobby.
What?
You know, when you've been on the road professionally with Glen Campbell, that's not a hobby.
Oh.
Me, it's a hobby. You know, you can still go out and tour as long as you've got a band, and just take Colin's band.
That's funny.
And go tour with
there
them.
You go. That's so funny. You know, I did an interview the other day, and this gentleman said, "Well, Anne Murray mentions you in her book." I go, "Really?" And so I
Wow.
ordered it on Amazon. And so last night it came in the mail, and they were reading. We did a show with her in Hinckley, Minnesota.
Yeah.
And so she wrote in there, and Glen's daughter came out and sang, and she's no slouch of an entertainer
No,
either.
not at
I
all.
mean, I'm like, oh my
you command
God,
the
I gotta buy
stage.
that
I think
book. Yeah.
I think that's where, being out there on stage with your dad for so many years, you're very comfortable with it,
Yeah.
and you've got a great voice, and you just know how to deliver it.
And I just love to sing.
Right.
You know.
And
I
it
just
shows.
I just love to sing.
Well, pick up a copy. The Way We Were, Debby Campbell. You can go to her soon-to-be-launched website, but also Facebook, social media, everywhere. And, I think you're going to love it. And what a great testament to your father, Glen.
Thank you, Eric.
And I hope you tour the heck out of this and maybe do some more albums.
Yay, I'm ready.
All right.
I'm ready.
Debby Campbell, pick up a copy, The Way We Were. Thanks for watching The Rockin' Review.
Thank you.
Musicians Institute Guitarcraft program, sponsor of Fox 17 Rock and Review.